Oh, yes, indeed. It is game week, and it is show number 2 for the Outsiders. See, all you that bet that they weren't going to give us more than one show a week, you all lose. It's the Outsiders 3 days away from Texas and Rice. Here we go. And BJ Johnson will join us at 9:15. Chance and BJ, I don't even know when the last time they talked was. They're going to just rekindle some old stories, going to talk some Longhorn football, and we're going to have a good time. Your Outsiders are back. Your upper left, that's our quarterback. That's Chance Mock right there, the powerful Mock 5. Upper right is Jason Dick. He is the radio legend, and he's back on the radio at Jason Dick AF if you want to find out all the details. Lower left is Bo Edge. He is the country gorilla, and his son Razor might be the luckiest kid I've ever heard of after going to the Astros Red Sox game and getting balls signed and a foul ball. Well done, Razor. Well done. And lower right is the voice of the people. That would be Chris Abbott. Gentlemen, I hope you're having a great evening. If it's Wednesday, that means it's a What Are You Drinking Wednesday. Chris Abbott, voice of the people, I'm starting with you. What are you drinking?
Yes, sir. Well, I had kind of a long weekend, so I'm just sticking with good old water tonight. I had fantasy football draft, so I went on a 2-day John Bender, and I'm just going with water tonight, fellas.
You have lost. That is not the voice of the people. There is no Longhorn fan sitting out
right now.
No, you know what, Chance? How dare you? Because this is hydration week. 2:30 kick. It's a Jason Dick kickoff time at 2:30. We got to stay hydrated. You all need to be mixing in the water. So that's a good way to start, Chris. I appreciate it. Jason Dick, what are you drinking?
Well, we're off to a flying start here because I'm more of an edible guy, as you guys know. I got my Cabot Joy strawberry gummies rocking on a Wednesday night. Let's go.
Okay, he's going gummies. Nothing wrong with that. Bo Edge, what are you drinking?
Well, in honor of our guest, I made a delicious MVP vodka with a splash of grapefruit juice.
Oh, there you go. All right. Little MVP vodka. I feel like that may be discussed in a little bit. And Chance Mock, what are you drinking tonight?
Same as always, my El Tiquilino with a little water and some lime juice. It's delicious.
Okay.
Keeps me looking young.
Fair enough. Keeps you looking young. I'm going to go with the Celis Peach tonight. I have not had a Celis Peach in a while. We're going to try that bad boy, see how it goes. And that, kids, is Colt Fishing. And Colt Fishing means it is the Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho Outdoors. Go to ponchooutdoors.com. This week, I am sporting the Del Rio. That is right. The white short sleeve mother of pearl snaps. And oh, look, secret phone pocket. That's right. I don't look as cool as Colt does with the secret phone pocket, but it's a damn comfortable shirt. I went to a little business type meeting today in this bad boy, and I got to say, they were impressed. ponchooutdoors.com. All right, so we, once again, are going to start the Outsiders on a Wednesday with Jason Dick and the Dick Move of the Week. Jason, I feel like the college football world as it pertains to Texas is just putting these on a tee for you each and every Wednesday. We have another obvious one this week.
Yeah, I feel like it's the gift that keeps on giving. We're probably not going to run out this season. This week, let's turn our attention to one Dana Holgorsen, head coach of the Houston Cougars, who like many these days, had some choice words for the University of Texas, specifically on them leaving the Big 12 Conference to join the SEC. Dana Holgorsen says, quote, "Screw them. They can go wherever they want. They don't want us, and we don't want them. So move on." I hate to use the same analogy 2 weeks in a row as I did for the Big 12 commission last week, but he's totally going 8th grade boy who just got dumped and was like, actually, I was gonna break up with her anyway. I was going to break up with her, and now is just making hateful Instagram comments on their photos and the like. Dana Holgorsen, by the way, he also says in that quote that Texas and Texas A&M kept Houston out of the Big 12 for 28 years, that Texas was C-blocking them from the Big 12 for 28 years. Dana Holgorsen is the same guy. I think he's the only coach I've ever known to quit a Power 5 job to go down and coach Houston. But now they're in the Big 12. He quit West Virginia to leave the Big 12 to go coach Houston. So does he want to be in the Big 12 that bad? Look, Dana, I like you, all right? It seems like you party. I respect any multimillionaire who refuses to get a haircut. But getting all butthurt about the Longhorns leaving the SEC, dick move, Dana. Dick move.
There you go. Your dick move of the week. And just sort of speaking for all Aggies. Why bring up the Aggies? I know they were in the question, but the Aggies left the Big 12 a long time ago. Still mad about that? Really? What? I don't understand where the anger is coming from here.
Well,
Chris,
the anger's coming because he has to coach at Cougar High. Because when he was an assistant 20 years ago, moving up in the ranks, his dream job wasn't U of H. Like, he is right about one thing. Texas doesn't give a damn about U of H. That's why they left, because they didn't want to be in a conference that was considering U of H.
Yeah, and I don't even know if U of H was a part of it, Chance. I just think it was. I mean, that's just a little. I don't know, a little ego on his part. Like the idea that A&M and Texas are making these choices somehow based on Houston.
Well, look, we all know Dana's a dick, okay? And Dana comes off as a guy that it's the fact. But he comes off as a guy who drinks, is disgruntled. He's disgruntled, like Bo said, that he's at a commuter school in downtown Houston. And he's coached at Texas Tech. He's coached at West Virginia. He's made his rounds to the Big 12. He has enough hate for Texas, and that's fine. He's trying to get relevancy. That's what this is. He knew he could make the comment, and people like us are going to be talking about it because it's the only way the University of Houston is going to get in the news at this point in the season. Now, if they go on a run and they're a 10-win team like the last couple years when they start building that momentum, then people start talking about them. Houston, nobody talks about Houston. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a rat's ass about Houston. And we really don't give a rat's ass about Dana Holgorsen.
So, Chris, give me a fan's perspective here, because I'm assuming if somebody associated with Oklahoma or A&M, mouths off, that might affect you. But the Houston head coach in 2023, did it even register for you?
No, it really didn't. In all honesty, I just the picture we threw up there was classic. I mean, the traditional Ernie McCracken haircut. I mean, he's a little angry. He's U of H. He's got a bad haircut. I mean, he's throwing some stuff out there like Chance said just to get a little pub for the U of H. But I didn't pay much of attention, but it's pretty funny.
I mean, it really looks like somebody says to him, okay, if you can pass a softball, I'll give you $5 million, coach, and you get to be in the SEC. That's what that picture looks like. Blake, show him that picture one more time. That is the most pained face I think I've ever seen on a head coach in my life from Dana. Look at his face. Oh, my God.
That's a guy that stayed up till 3 a.m. drinking hard alcohol and was standing in the sun at 10 a.m. That's what that face is.
There's no evidence that that's true other than empty bottles. How dare you, Bo? How dare you? It's the Outsiders on a Wednesday.
Totally based in a lie as well. We don't want them. If Texas just today said, you know what, actually we're staying, everybody would be like, oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, exactly. We'll take you back. We'll take you back. We'll take you back.
You realize
Texas could go to every school and be like, give us $5 million each and we'll stay for your TV contract. And every school would pony up within a day.
Yeah. Y'all realize that money difference that Florida State's bitching about is between $30 million and $80 million. Right. $80 million is where the Longhorns and Aggies are about to be living. The $30 million is where Dana's going to be living. That's the difference. So if
he's
Texas
lucky to live there because he was in Conference USA making about $4 million.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing, fellas. Y'all should have seen him at Big 12 Media Days. He showed up at Jerry World like it was Christmas morning because it was so much bigger and better and cooler than where he'd been. That's what surprised me a little bit about these comments. I thought he was going to just cruise on into the conference and just chill out. But Chance, he didn't do that. He took the opportunity on his coach's show to mouth off like that, and I don't understand it.
You know what it is? He's Smokey from Friday. He's like, when Debo come around, I'll be quiet. But when he leaves, I'll be talking again. And that's exactly what this is. Debo is not here. Texas is not here, so he can run his mouth. But in a couple of weeks, he's going to have to get on the field with them. And it's perfect bulletin board material. I mean, I don't give a shit about it. I could care less what Dana Holgorsen thinks. We're going to go to U of H. We're going to take care of business. But the fact of the matter is, that's what he's doing. He is Smokey. He is sitting on the porch. And he's going to be quiet when we come over there. But right now, he's talking.
I'm just saying, amongst the Big 12 coaches, the guy you'd actually like to go out drinking with, Dana Holgorsen might be the number one vote.
Oh,
who wants to go drinking with Matt Campbell or Chris Kleiman? Or, if you were going to go out and party as a single 40-year-old male, Dana Holgorsen's the guy you want to be hopping in the truck with.
Yeah, as long as I got my own ride home, you're absolutely right. All right, let's get the chats rolling here. We will start with this one. Nash Talks Texas says just sour grapes from Coach Holgorsen. Now, here's one from Paul that we'll just get you a little preview of the interview coming up. Paul says Chance needs to tell us who he liked throwing to more, BJ or Roy. We're going to find out because we did have Roy Williams on last week, and Roy was fantastic, and we know BJ Johnson's going to be as well. By the way, if you have any questions for BJ Johnson that you want us to work into the conversation, maybe shoot us a chat, or we love a super chat. Just start it with BJ and then a question or a comment. If you want to give a shout out or whatever, or a question, you can do that as well on the chat line. Coming up at 9:15, we will get you that interview with BJ Johnson. We saw him right before the show. He is ready to roll, and it looks to me like there might be some MVP vodka in the room. We'll get that coming up. But first, fellas, since we have a What Are You Drinking Wednesday, first off, let's have our 49-0 sip, shall we? A little 49-0 guzzle. I think that was the score of Texas OU. What was it, 49-0? I think it was. I think it was 49-0. Fantastic. All right, so since we do that on a Wednesday, and this is the first game, we also want to hear from you on the chat line, the Specs chat line. Again, go to Specs to get all stocked up for your beverages, for your food. What are you eating on Saturday? What are you looking forward to eating? Whether you're the tailgate freak, whether you're the I'm cooking on my grill, leave me alone freak, or maybe you're headed down to Bevo Boulevard to those food trucks or inside the stadium for something. What do you have to eat on Saturday to go along with your Texas football? Let us know. Chris Abbott, voice of the fans. First off, are you headed down to the game? Are you going to be doing it at home? How are you watching Texas Rice?
No, I'm gonna be here. I got the garage. I got the man cage set up in the garage, and I got a 2 TV set up, surround sound. It's a beautiful thing. So I'll be here. What
are we eating?
I'm a pretty light eater. I'll be honest with you. Bo can attest to that. I'm a light eater when I'm drinking my Miller Lite, but usually I'll go with just some standard pizza. Just have a couple pieces, pop it in the fridge, and I'll have it for later on that night. So I'm pretty easy when it comes to the food.
Hey, Miller Lite and za. I can respect that. Jason Dick, what are you eating on Saturday?
I will be down on the 40 Acres tailgating 10-ish in the morning, I'll say, and pro move. I'll be in an Uber home at about 2:15 so that I can watch the game in the comfort of the AC and not try to die out there. Nice. But shout out to my my co-tailgate pilot, Sean, who is the culinary master of the name, image, Miller Lightness tailgate. He is the best amateur brisket cooker in the world. And I call him an amateur in an endearing way because we have so many great professionals in Austin, Texas. But he smokes brisket at home. And so I'm going to eat all the brisket.
Brisket sounds tasty. Bo Edge, what are you eating on Saturday with your Longhorns?
Well, I'm taking a big old bucket of the stuffed food boudin dip to the tailgate that I'm going to. So I have never tried it. So I'm going to give that a whirl. But unlike Jason, I'm taking my son. So I'm actually going to the game and sitting in those stands when it's a bazillion degrees outside with my 12-year-old.
There's not enough sunscreen for you, Bo. Not enough in the world.
Oh,
that's exciting. Y'all realize on the run
I got the poncho hoodie that's SPF 50, so I'll be rocking this right in the stand.
That's a good call. Y'all realize with the luck run that Razor Edge is having right now, he's going to get 2 signed footballs and get to call 5 plays on Saturday. Y'all realize that's going to happen, right?
And you know Razor's going to come right in and he's going to put Arch in the 5 plays he gets to run. He's going to make some personnel decisions too.
Well,
He's going to run Arch on a triple option and freak the fans out?
Yeah. So in addition to going to Fenway Park and wearing his Fromber Valdez jersey and Fromber seeing it and coming over to talk to him and give him a ball that he had been pitching with, Chance can attest, last time he was at the Astros game, he saw Vince Young. And what does my boy do? He walks up to Vince and says, "You're the guy that started over my uncle," because we always called Chance Uncle Chance.
Oh, my God.
And Vince started laughing. Razor was only 11, had just gotten his phone the week before, didn't know how to take a selfie. So the selfie of him and Vince had to actually take because Razor hadn't figured out how to do it yet. So in addition to telling him that he took his Uncle Chance's job, then he asked him to take a picture.
I think it would have been great if he didn't know who he was talking about. Who the hell's your uncle? What are you talking about?
He asked him, and he goes, "Chance?" And he goes, "Oh."
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. All right. So Chance Mock, the people want to know. They know, and they're going to hear in a little bit, here in a second, about what you might be drinking on Saturday. Tell me about what you're eating Saturday.
Well, first of all, I got to say, if it was anybody but Stuff Foods, for everybody listening, complete rookie move to take something you've never tested. Now, it is from Stuff Foods, and I've literally never had anything bad from there, so that's his own saving grace. But, Bo, don't tell people you're taking something for the first time you haven't tasted. Okay? That's a rookie move.
I don't know.
I would have tasted it. I'll taste it before we get there. I'm just saying I haven't tasted it today.
I want to see you walking with an actual bucket, though, Bo. You said you're taking a whole bucket. Please bring the food in a bucket.
Like a 5-gallon bucket.
A Home Depot bucket. Ones that they sell. It's orange.
No, I think I'm gonna be doing my normal ribs. I like cooking ribs. I start them on Friday night. I go low and slow, and then the last 40 minutes I get them nice and charred up on the outside, and they're absolutely phenomenal. People, we'll talk to BJ in a little bit. I can also cook a mean steak on a skillet.
Okay.
BJ used to bring some steaks over to my house if I would cook for him. I think I burnt one of them, but I mean
that's before he got that NFL and MVP vodka money. Now he wants a chef to cook it.
That's it. All right, slow and low.
That was his way of punking me. He's like, "Chance, you're going to cook a steak for me," and I was like, "Yes, sir." How do you take your steak, sir?
That's right. All right, so BJ Johnson is coming up. But before Chance talks to BJ Johnson, and we talk a little bit to BJ Johnson, and maybe even we get some of your questions from the chat, the Specs chat line for BJ Johnson. Let's have Bo tell you once again about Mungia Real Estate. Bo, tell him.
Mungia Real Estate. Ray Mungia was born here in Austin, graduate from Austin High. He has been in Austin his entire life. He started in a different sector and moved to real estate many years ago and built a brokerage centered on one thing, Austin. He's not trying to be the realtor for Dallas or the realtor for Houston or any of those things. He's an Austin realtor, and he built an Austin real estate team. He's got agents that specialize in South Austin, North Austin, Round Rock, Cedar Park, Leander, Liberty Hill, whatever you need, he's got a broker or an agent for you. It's Ray Mungia. Now, the one guy I want to tell you about is my friend, Evan Conair. And we joke about the movie and the bunny references, but that's how you remember his name, Evan Conair. He's the newest member of the team. He wasn't born in Texas, but he got here as quick as he could. He's here now. He has 15 years of sales experience, and he is dedicated. He is a pit bull. He's the opposite of Dana Holgorsen getting liquored up till 3 a.m. He's sleeping in or going to bed early so he can wake up and take care of your real estate needs. Evan Conair, 937-417-3736, or just click the QR code and give him a shout. I promise you won't be disappointed. It's Evan Conair with Mungia Real Estate.
Hold on, man.
Did Chance Mock mute himself?
Chance Mock is muted on this one, boys.
Chance Mock muted himself? Come on, Chance.
B.
There
he is.
There it is. All
See,
right.
Here I was. Look, I was talking all this shit. I was like, this is me waiting on BJ to get open again. And I'm the one that
open, baby. Still to this day.
I've never seen a receiver that wasn't open. I tell people all the time, I'm like, you want to learn how to manage personalities? These bastards will come in the huddle every time. Chance, I was open. I was like, you're double covered. No, but I was open, man. Are y'all ever not open?
God damn it, I was open, man.
Hey, what are we doing up this late, bro? You remember those days we used to be out till 4 and then would still make 6 a.m. workouts? Now we're trying to go to bed at 9 p.m. What are you doing up so late with me?
I don't know. I'm just showing you some love because I'm shit. All my family is in the bed right now, and I'm waiting to get there. So you let me know.
Well, tell me. So it is a What You Drinking Wednesday. I see your bottles.
Yes.
What you got back there?
Well, I got a little MVP right here, a little lemon berry. I'm actually drinking it on the rocks. I'm drinking it in my coffee mug that my son got me. Says best farter ever, but it means best father.
They just misspelled it.
Yeah. It said at the bottom, oops, I meant father, but he loves to play with me about that. But yeah, drinking a little MVP, man, sipping on it nice and light. Actually, the guys are going down to the distillery tomorrow down in New Orleans where we make it. We did originally make it here in Dallas, But we cut up our deal with the distillery there. So Roy's headed down there tomorrow to have a couple of discussions, man. But that's what we drink, man. Either that or I'm drinking scotch. So just depends on
we've
party.
come a long way, bro. Drinking scotch and MVP vodka from the diesel we used to drink, whatever they give us free at the drink.
That was that cheap shit.
That's right. So look, you heard we were talking about Dana Holgorsen and Blake. If you can put that image back up on here, because I'd love to hear BJ, because B's a lot like me. He, talking on Texas leaving, he says, screw them. They can go wherever they want. They don't want us. We don't want them. I see stuff like this, B, and I don't know if you heard our conversation earlier, but to me, it feels a little bit like Debo, right? Like Smokey sitting on the porch, and Debo comes around and he shuts his ass up. And then when Debo leaves, he's talking again, right? I mean, what in the hell is U of H talking about?
Well, you got to remember, man, what Coach Brown used to tell you, man. Every time you stepped out on that field, those guys actually wanted to be where you were. That's all it is. Dana just wants to be in Austin. And
he does.
Pissed. Yeah, he's just pissed that he can't, and it's understandable. Not everybody has the luxury of being able to be tied to Austin, Texas. And, my 8-year-old came in earlier today, and he was like, Dad, at school, other guys they like TCU and all these other schools. I said, yeah, you don't want to fuck with them. Leave them alone. if they're not cheering for the Longhorns, hey, they ain't gonna be nothing in life. Don't worry about it. They're gonna today, man. You got guys that always want to be on the 40 acres, man. And
so
couldn't cut it, and they're jealous.
So look, let's bridge that to this week, right? It's the Rice game. We played against Rice. We played those games, and Coach Brown, and Coach Davis used to tell us all the time, and I'm sure Drake told you all the same thing. When we watch film, don't watch the team you're watching on the film, because you're going to get their best shot, because every one of those kids wanted to be at Texas, and they're going to try to come out and prove why they should be at Texas, right? In a game like this, I mean, how did Drake used to talk to y'all in the wide receiver room about stuff like that?
Well, at the end of the day, for us, it was always a challenge, right? And God rest his soul, Cleve would come in there with Drake, and who's gonna be the first one to get a penalty for slapping somebody, right? Who's gonna get the most knockdowns, right? Who's trying to catch the most balls? Who's getting the most crackbacks when crackbacks were allowed? So at the end of the day, we always challenge each other, push each other to see who's going to do what each game. But you're right. When you have these particular opponents, I got a guy that I play golf with, went to Baylor, right? He was there our freshman and sophomore year. And
when they didn't win a Big 12 game?
Yeah, exactly. And so I told him, I was like, man, Baylor's like one of the few games, man, shit, I'd try to go party or something the night before the game, because I wouldn't take them serious, right? Like, who the fuck gives about Baylor at that point in time? Like, I literally I scored a touchdown on the guy and told him, I said, man, y'all are sorry as shit. And he said, so? Right? Because we all had scored on them. Like, they had no self-pride, no self-worthiness, right? And so, you remember the Arkansas game? I got that picture right here. You threw this touchdown to me. Man, those were some of the toughest cornerbacks that we battled our whole career out there, right? And those are the kind of games that you want to be in. You want to go against somebody who's going to challenge you, man, who's going to give you a fight. So when you get into a game, man, where, they just out there because, they happen to get a scholarship, man, those games are fun, man. You like to be in a competitive game, or vice versa. The game that is a blowout, hell, you out by the first half, so who wants to be in that game? I want to play all 4 quarters. I don't want to just play 2 quarters. So, at the end of the day, man, you want to be out there against the best competition, man. And the best thing that happened in Texas is going into the SEC.
Well, and I tell people all the time, I had almost more fun in our practices watching you guys doing one-on-one when it's you and Quentin Jammer and Seth Griffin and Nate Vasher and Huff. And I mean, you just go down the list of people. I mean, we had some real battles out there, and it got intense. And I talked to Roy about this last week, those camp fights, like, I think they're great. You should be competing. And you know what? After we've been beating up on each other for 3 weeks and we're having to hear each other shit in the locker room, and, some days if the defense would get the best of us, I don't know if you remember, in 2001, the defense was running their mouth. We had a top 5 defense, blah, 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 blah. Well, we're toasting your ass every day at fucking practice. Well, What are you talking about?
They're out there with Dede talking shit all day long. But yeah, but that's the thing, right? So you push yourself so much in practice that when you get into the game, it's easy, right? Because the opponent you're going against is nothing like what you're going against in practice, man. And I saw Coach Akina a couple months ago, and same thing. He was like, man, I still use our one-on-one practice tapes. I still show that to kids. He was like, I show kids how to compete because one-on-one, shit, we'll end up fighting, but we'll get off the field and we'll all go have dinner, right? We'll all go hang out, right? Because at the end of the day, we was competing and we left it on the field and it was never personal, man. And that's the only way you can make each other better, by pushing each other, man.
Well, and to me, and we brought this up last week. I said, look, we can fight all we want with each other. We're a family, but we're not going to let anybody else mess with our guys. Like that's just, we fight with each other and that's fine, but it's squashed. It's over. We're going to be, but you damn well better not mess with any of our guys because we've seen how that turns out a couple different times. Right now, now let's go back to Drake because God rest his soul. I love that dude. And I think he did a phenomenal job of not only getting the best receiver core that I think Texas actually has ever had. Now this upcoming group's good, but I mean, what we put together in that room was pretty phenomenal, and give me your best Drake story because he had a ton of them.
Oh, shit. He does. Well, the question is which ones are that I can actually appropriately tell, like we were doing at his funeral. Look, hey, Big 12 championship. So Big 12 championship against Colorado. We all week we're practicing this one particular 999 route all day long to get open across the middle. It was going to be wide open. And previously, earlier in that year, I think we had beat them like 41-7 or something like that. We had dogged at home. So we run this play all week, get ready for the first play, the first offensive play when we get it. So we get to the sideline, offense is up. Well, who runs that little happy ass out there? Sloan fucking Thomas. He runs right to the fucking position that he knows that I'm getting the ball on this first play because we ran it all week. He knows it's coming to me. So we get out there. I'm on the sideline next to Drake. Sloan is at the hash, at the slide. And Drake is yelling at me. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you over here? What the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, Coach, what you want me to do? We're going to call a timeout on the first play? So we run the play. The beater is wide open. Sloan doesn't take the middle because what? He hardly runs the slot. So he doesn't take the beater route, and we throw an incomplete route. So I come off the sideline, and Coach Drake literally fucking slapped me in my face with my helmet on. I mean, put his hand back here. What are you doing? Why did you not go? We practiced this all week, and I'm sitting there thinking, this motherfucker just slapped me on ABC. I can't believe this shit. And I was just hot. I mean, I am pissed.
I'm surprised you didn't go slap Sloan.
Exactly. That's what that was the next move. I gotta go get Sloan now because I'm pissed at Sloan. I'm like, bro, you just got me fucking slapped. Hopefully no camera caught this shit. Well, luckily in those days, there was only so many cameras, right, compared to that now, where it's a camera on every person on the sideline. But yeah, man, but Drake was hard on us, man. I tell you another one, man. Our freshman year, we're in a training camp. And he knows it's like after a week and a half, 2 weeks, it's grueling. We out there full pass 2 a days. And he's like, man, we're going to lighten up the mood today. So he cuts all the lights out. We're supposed to watch film. Next thing you know, he turns on a porn. I kid you not. He turns on a porn. He turns on some strippers, man. And it literally everybody was like, whoa, what are we doing here? What the hell is going on? And it's like, yeah, I told you we are going to lighten up the mood today. I know y'all don't feel like being here today, but we're going to lighten up the mood, man. And so, ever since then, man, little things like that Drake would do, man. Drake was just different, man. And he knew how to get the best out of us, man. And we always looked at him like a father figure, man. He was one of the reasons, that I signed to come to Texas, just meeting him, because a lot of kids don't realize that when they're going around the schools, like you need to know who your position coach is. Because if you don't like your position coach, doesn't matter who your head coach is. That position coach can give you hell all 4 years.
Oh.
So you need to like that position coach, man. And we always had a lot of respect for Coach Drake, man. We miss him dearly.
All right. Well, look, I know you're drinking MVP vodka. Hold yourself 1 second because I'm drinking El Tequilino. Now, Chad Hastings knows this, and he'll tell you it's the funnest part of the show when I get to say El Tequilino because that's what it is. It's 1959. It is the best tequila I've ever had. I'm drinking it tonight. It's going to make me look better to myself. It's going to make the ladies look better. It's going to make me feel slimmer. And look, it is one of the top 100 spirits in America for the last 5 years. And like I said, they've been distilling it since 1959 and one of only 4 distilleries that use natural spring water. So get you some El Tequilino and we'll enjoy it. Bring back BJ. BJ, I got to ask you one more thing. Welcome to the crew, and they'll pepper you, but I got to ask you if you remember this because this is probably one of the funniest moments I've ever had. You, me, and Sloan were playing golf, and you didn't hit the greatest tee shot ever, and it might have rolled down towards the ladies' tee boxes. Sloan's dumbass tees up and hits the ball, and it freaking squares BJ up in the back.
Ooh.
No, in the ass, not my back, in my ass.
That's right.
My right ass is where he hit me.
And so I'm laying on the ground. I can't stand it. I'm not mature enough to have this shit happen on the golf course, okay? And BJ is, I swear to God, the whole time he's like, Sloan, open up your chest. I'm going to get you back. Like, you owe me now. I'm going to get you back. And Sloan wouldn't take it. Sloan was being a baby about it. So BJ's driving and like swerving the cart, trying to throw him out of the cart. I was like, somebody's going to die here today. And it might be me from a heart attack of laughing my ass off.
Because Sloan's a dick, man. If anybody knows Sloan truly, he is a fucking dick all the time. I love him, but he's the dick. He truly is.
Oh, my God. All right, before we get to some other questions, let's throw a chat in. Somebody threw a super chat. Thank you, Evan, the super chat, $5. Always love BJ Johnson. This show is almost good enough to make me forgive 2 losses this season in advance. Love it. So it sounds like Evan's got a 10-2 record. BJ Johnson, do you have a record for your Longhorns this year? How confident are you going into the season?
Man, I like the 10-2, but I'm going to tell you, man, I had a long discussion with Shard Choice over the summer. And, man, and shit, he got me hyped up, man, the way he's feeling about some of these players, man. And I haven't been to practice, so I haven't seen these guys and what they look like. But he told me personally, man, he said, man, we finally got some dogs on campus, right? And that's what we really haven't had is some dogs. And so I'm excited to see. I think 10-2, I think they will run the table in the conference. I know if they do lose to anybody, maybe it's Alabama, but at the same time, who the fuck is Alabama's quarterback? So I think they have a good opportunity to beat Alabama. And so I think really this season, man, is just about and can Quinn make sure that, you know, he plays well and run the offense? Because when Texas is good, they have a good quarterback. Or let me say they have a great quarterback, not a good quarterback. And that's what we've been sorely missing is a great quarterback. A lot of people just think, you know, just Texas is just, you know, we look good. We're that little shiny object, but we don't do nothing after being a shiny object. So I think this year these guys got a good chance to run the table. So I'm excited to see what they happen. But yeah, I say 10-2. I agree with that.
All right, there you go. I know a lot of people are in that group. All right, let's start it out. Let's let the guys have their say. Chris Abbott, you're living the dream of every Longhorn fan. You get to ask BJ Johnson a question. What do you got?
What's going on, BJ? How are you, man?
I'm good. How about yourself, Chris?
I'm good. Hey, listen. Speaking of dogs, you were part of probably one of the best wide receiver recruiting classes ever, with you and Roy and Sloan. What was it like being a part of that, and how did you guys bring that out, bring the best of each other out in practice and just going against each other? So kind of speak on that if you would.
Oh man, I mean, since day one, man, it was basically a brotherhood, man. I mean, and Chance was part of that, facilitating that as well, man. I mean, we would have conversations, right, leading up to recruiting, and it was like, you know, what you guys thinking, this, that, and the third. You know, a lot of guys, you know, they shy away. Oh, this receiver's going here. I don't want to go. And, you know, at that time, Texas was good. They weren't great, right? They weren't doing a lot. You know, Ricky had just won the Heisman or whatever. But, you know, I had always wanted to go to Florida State. until I found out I had to take a little prop plane to get to Tallahassee. I was like, I'm fucking out. So it's seriously, it's real true. And so at the end of the day, it was like, hey man, what can we do to go down here and change the culture of the University of Texas and put them back on the map? And that's really what we wanted to do. Instead of trying to go into a program that was already up and shining, a nice little, shiny house on the hill, we wanted to do something where we came and we actually we contributed and changed the culture of it. So that was always our goal, man. And again, we pushed each other. We fought a lot. We talked shit to each other. We still do. Me and Sloan still hate Roy for not leaving his junior year and wanted to come back and try to win the fucking Heisman that he wasn't gonna never fucking win. But that's still a conversation at dinner. We always
I'm happy
have
about it
all the time. But at the end of the day, it still fucking hurt us. You could have left, but whatever. But we still love him, right? And so we always push each other, man. That was just what we were bred to do. And having Coach Drake in that room, he just always made sure that he stayed on top of us with that attitude. And then another guy that we had that a lot of people don't know, he's been a coach now for the last 13, 14 years in the NFL. But Richard Hightower, a.k.a. Peanut, my roommate, Peanut was very instrumental in making sure that, we always kept our heads up. When me and Sloan dropped them balls, me and Roy dropped those balls against Oregon, it was Peanut staying on top of us, like, let that shit go. Like, you got to bounce back. Always just being in the room, he come in and, game day, what we going to do today? How many niggas we going to beat up? Excuse my language, but that's how he would talk, right? And it was like, what you going to do out here? And so we always had that camaraderie, man, and being tight. We had a tight room, and we still tight to this day. We got a big group chat where it's me, Kwame Gabil, it's Peanut, Sloan, Roy, VY, Selvin. So,
We're the white people.
Well, hey, they're in there. But hey, Chance, I'll be looking for you, baby. I can't find you, I'm looking for you.
I'm just asking.
I see Big Matt Anderson every year, Scott Emily. Every year, everybody comes to the golf tournament to come fuck with us. We at the golf tournament getting fucked up. We drinking, it's hot, in the name of Cold Pete.
Hey, Brett Robin and Ryan Nunez are calling from their cell phones right now saying, hey, look at me.
No, Ryan out of line for that because I text Ryan this year to come to the golf tournament and he couldn't fucking make it to the golf tournament. So he had his chance to be around the black folk. So that's on Ryan.
Hey, anybody with the nickname the Nooner, I respect because I like the name, but Nooner could run.
Nooner could run.
If you're just jumping in, it is the Outsiders on a Wednesday, and those numbers are continuing to grow and grow because people are telling, hey, you got to hear BJ Johnson right now on the Outsiders. We appreciate you jumping in. It is not safe for work, and that's the way we like it. Jason Dick, what do you got for BJ Johnson?
BJ, it's so awesome having you on the show, man. I tell you, Coach Drake's, I'm going to put on some porn to lighten the mood, is a real game changer. I can't wait to incorporate that in just like every aspect of my life. But
I got more. I don't want to tell too much.
My favorite part of doing this show.
I don't want to do that.
Okay, my favorite part of doing the show is hearing Chance tell the stories, behind the scenes stories from the locker room or the sideline or off the field entirely. About his time playing at Texas. I'd love to hear from you a chance. And don't worry, earlier, there is no requisite that it's appropriate at all.
So I don't know if this was my freshman year or my sophomore year. So all the white guys like to dip, right? And so one day Chance is in my dorm room. I'm like, why do you do that shit? He's like, oh, man, you should try it. I'm like, what? Oh, that looks just nasty. He's like, oh, you should try it. I said, okay. He's like, but don't swallow it. Whatever you do, don't swallow it. How do you not swallow dip? It makes your mouth full of saliva, right? So I immediately swallow it as soon as it's in my mouth. Well, what happens next? I'm throwing up all in the bathroom in the dorm room because Chance Mock wants to let me try some fucking dip that I've never tried ever again a day in my life and never will. So I don't know how anybody does dip. It's the nastiest shit on the planet Earth. I don't know how you do it. That's one story. But hey, he spoke about those states. That is true. Chance would he would make a steak on a skillet, and he put about 1,000 pounds of butter on it. So that's probably why I got high blood pressure now. But it was truly a good steak. He did cook a good steak. I will vouch for that.
Did it make y'all fast? Were your routes a little quicker with the steak?
No, not out of the Budweiser I was drinking. That shit made me heavy, man.
Yeah, no, that'll happen. Bo Ed, what do you got for BJ?
Well, I wanted to ask him, y'all are talking about this iron sharpens iron and the receiver core and all that. What about the other side of the ball? When you talked about practicing, who was the DB that you didn't want to go up against and practice man versus man because you knew he was going to make it real difficult and the coaches were going to see it? I'm not going to ask who was the easy one, but who was the guy that you just, man, I don't want to go up against him today?
Well, first of all, none of them could fucking touch it. That's number one. Number
Fair
two,
enough.
if it was anybody you didn't want to deal with on a certain day, it would probably be Rod B. And I say Rod B because his arms are like longer than any monkey you've ever seen. Like they literally go past his knees, right? So, you know, in those days, you really get beat up at the line. Like the referees will let you get beat up for 10 minutes at the line. So just dealing with somebody who has long arms was always a headache. So Rod B would always be the one that, you know, you just hate going up against him. Or Cedric Griffin was the same way, being, you know, 6'1", 6'2" with long arms. He was always the issue as well. But they still could never hold our jockstrap.
So who was the biggest trash talker, though?
All of them.
Have you ever met a DB that didn't talk trash?
Yeah. The worst one was probably Greg Brown, but Greg couldn't cover nobody playing safety. But Greg gonna talk a lot of shit being from Louisiana. That's just what he do. It's in his nature.
Hey, BJ, give me a little football 101 on Chance Mock. When Chance was your quarterback, tell me some little thing about Chance that you knew as a receiver. I want to do this. I don't want to do this. Give me some little idiosyncrasy that you're thinking about because 5 is throwing you the ball.
He tell me not to throw the ball so fucking hard is what BJ was saying.
If he's calling 222, I don't want the fucking ball.
Okay, wait. Okay, walk us through it. What is that? Why don't you want the ball?
Because he does not know how to throw a slant. Because he throws it as hard as you know how your kid is like 2 years old and he'll hit you in the face by accident, but it hurt like a motherfucker because he throws it with all his might with his swing. That's him on the slant. So nobody ever liked catching his slants because they were too fucking hard.
Oh,
Chance, can you validate that?
100%. Sloan would come back to the dorm because Sloan was my roommate, and Sloan would come back to the dorm and he would lock the bathroom so I couldn't take a shower. And I'm like, Sloan, open the fucking door, man. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm in here. You throw the ball too damn hard. I'm not opening the fucking bathroom. I'm like,
it was just unnecessary. We couldn't understand why. Why do you not like us? Is that why you're throwing it that hard? I don't understand. It's just the slants. It's only the slants. And look, as a receiver, you're already worried about getting your head taken off when you're running slant anyway. But now I got to catch this fucking bullet at the same time. It's just too much, man. I'd rather just run a 9 route and throw it out of bounds.
Okay, so then on the other side, give me a quarterback that threw the perfect slant for you. Give me a quarterback that threw it like you wanted it.
Oh, Major.
Really?
He didn't have any choice but to throw it easy.
I like that, Major. Ooh,
nice and soft. Okay, all right.
Nice and soft. Major ain't throwing shit hard. It ain't one route that Major got that he's throwing a bullet.
Oh, man. All right, how about this one from Johnny on the Super Chat? $5. Thank you, Johnny. What is your best recruiting story? You got a good recruiting story for the people, BJ? Something crazy, pre-NIL days, some wildness. Last week, Roy Williams talked about his mom swearing at Mike Leach. You got anything weird like that?
Well, I will say this. Y'all remember the movie He Got Game?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you remember the part with Rick Fox on the recruiting trip with Jesus Shuttlesworth, and he walks in and he got the 2 girls in the room. Yeah, that shit's real, man. It's real.
Okay.
It's real. It's the reason Coach Brewster would be like, hey, we got this recruit coming in this week. I need you to take care of it. I'm not gonna tell you all the recruits it was, but a lot of them signed.
Yeah, we don't want to get anybody in trouble. Yeah, I got you.
I was a choir boy. I just wanted. My mom's probably watching this, and I didn't do any of that stuff, Mother.
Hey,
But I will say,
you called yourself the Prince of Sixth Street.
yes. But I will say, man, on our official recruiting trip, Chance, that we came in on December. So we go out and we go to 6th Street, and I'm at the bar, which I shouldn't be, right? Because I'm 18. And I'm sitting there drinking with Casey Hampton. And I never forget, Casey just kept making me take shot after shot after shot until me and Sloan, we get in Chris Sims' car and we're headed down the highway, right? Which is not a long way to go, right? Matter of fact, I don't even remember. We might not have been on the highway. We might have been on the feeder. But we were going to IHOP right there on 1st Street.
Yeah.
All I can remember is just throwing up in Chris's car, all on the window. I was like, Chris, you got to get your window down. And he didn't get it down. We were all in his car, all on the side of the car. We get to IHOP. We go inside. Me and Sloan both are having to hold our, because we throwing up in our mouth. We got to walk by a cop to get to the bathroom just to throw up. I'm just like, man, this is too much. I'm going to school here.
That's what you do?
Yeah. I had a great recruiting trip. My recruiting trip, it wasn't like any other recruiting trip I had, and I think it was intentional.
Oh man, that's fantastic. All right, before we let BJ Johnson go get a little rest, Chance Mock, you got something? You got one more for your teammate? What's up?
Man, I just want to honestly, I appreciate you coming on here. This is fun. So the whole point of this deal is I want to be able to show people, because we're programmed to give answers, right? When we do call-ins to local ESPN shows or whatever, it's always the program right answer. And I think when people start to see us as people, I think it gives a whole different aspect to it. And that's what I want, is people to understand, like, they see number 82 out on the field. Like, we know what a badass he is, but what they don't know is what a good dude he is. Because I'm telling you, what people don't know about B, it can be 4 o'clock in the morning, and if you're stuck on the side of the road and he's at home in bed with his wife, the dude will get in his car and come take care of you. That's the kind of person he is. That's how he's always been. And, like, I love you, brother, and I appreciate your time.
Nah, much love, man. I appreciate you, man. You know I love you all the time, man. So, I'm only a phone call away, baby.
Hey, let's up the quota for white people on the chat. Okay.
hey, but real shit though, we do have a group me in a WhatsApp. It's a bunch of guys in there too. Even Norgren's in there, man. So see, we ain't leaving all the white guys out there, man. Hey, I just seen them.
I traded Norgren to the Asians.
Warriors in there as well. There's a bunch of guys in there, man. So don't do me like that, man. Got me out here like I don't like white people. I love my teammates, man. Stop that.
Hey, real quick, BJ, before you go, somebody chatted in, where can we get a bottle of MVP? Is it at all the normal stores they would hit?
Yeah, so you can go to Total Wine, you can go to Specs. If you're in Dallas, you can go to Siegel's. We're still working on some locations down there in San Antonio and Houston. But you can definitely go online like Total Wine, and you can order it online in Total Wine. So absolutely, we're working on a lot of stuff, man. We got some product out in Vegas as well. Out into the Aria Hotel and what is that other one? Bellagio. So We're working on Florida right now. So but hey, if you need concrete, that's what pays my bills. So whoever need concrete, I do ready mix all day long, baby. So that's what pays. That's how my wife goes on vacation. This vodka, that's just eating money. So I need y'all to buy it.
Okay. That sounds like a band I want to see on 6th Street, Vodka and Concrete. That sounds good right there.
Absolutely.
Thank you, BJ. We appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you guys.
Oh, man, fantastic. BJ Johnson, you saw it on the chat, people asking for more interviews like that and loving the interview tonight with BJ Johnson. I'm not sure if he topped Roy Williams. We'll let y'all figure that out, but that was really good stuff. The stories that we've now grown to love. And somebody said, BJ, I'm going to send you a can of Copenhagen. Brent, I don't think he wants it. I don't think he wants a can of Copenhagen. That was fantastic. Thanks, of course, to Chance for getting that set up. That was awesome stuff. We'll continue to react to that. Also, we do need to have Chance tell you. I think it's Chance that's telling us about BetUS. Is that true? Is it Chance and somebody else? Who's telling me about BetUS if I'm interested?
Chance is.
Come on, Chance Mock.
Chance can tell you about BetUS. Just go to BetUS, scan that QR code right there, okay? It's a chance for you to get on. We're not promoting college betting, but I'm just saying there's a spot.
You might not be.
But
we're going to be giving lines tomorrow and making our picks. We're promoting the hell out of it.
yes, we are. So go check out BetUS. Go sign up right now. You get 125% bonus up to $2,500. Sign up. Use the Outsiders. It is a phenomenal place. You can put all sorts of bets on college sports, on not high school, on pro sports, golf, baseball, basketball, whatever your flavor is. Go make that money. We want you to make money.
Yeah,
They
unlike
might not.
when you bet with your friends and then have to chase down the money for weeks at a time, BetUS just puts it right back in your account. Very simple.
That's
just
a good
click
idea.
our QR
Yeah.
code. Blake will put a link up in the chat to the website. Just go to the website. You get your sign-up bonus and rock and roll. And we'll give you the picks to win tomorrow, or maybe in some people's cases like Chance. Just bet the opposite, and you'll be just fine.
And thank you to whoever just scanned that QR code. I'm seeing 10 QR codes scanned so far in the show. Even I can scan a QR code. If this old man can figure it out, you can figure it out too. Thank you for joining us with the Outsiders tonight. Thanks to BJ Johnson. That was fantastic. Chance, I'm assuming you've gotten what you want out of these first two interviews because I don't sense a lot of reluctance out of either of these two guys. Are you getting what you want out of your teammates so far?
They never, ever disappoint. As you can tell, there's a reason why the guys that we set up, and we got another one next week with Corey Redding. And Corey's going to have a lot of fun.
Nice.
And so I really do. Like I told, I was telling BJ, and I want everybody that's watching the Outsiders to understand, I want to bring a face to these guys. I want you to understand who they are as people because they're underneath the helmet, the shoulder pads, and the jerseys. They're great freaking guys, and they're a lot of fun. And hopefully by seeing that, you can understand the cohesion that goes in that locker room and the brotherhood that's there and really the personalities that have made up the history of Texas football.
I just can't believe BJ Johnson's kid bought him a mug that says like world's best farter or world's fox. What that flipped me out. That's not what I expect out of like badass receivers. Like I'm not expecting that when they become dads, but that does happen. Thank you to BJ. Thank you to all you guys checking us out, all the chats and super chats we've had coming in. All right, fellas, let's throw out an age-old question. Anytime you have a game like Rice followed by a game like Bama, you know what the old men like to talk about. You don't like to show them too much in that first game. Let's talk about the vanilla theory. Chris Abbott, I'm starting with you. From a fan's perspective, do you want your Longhorns to be nice and vanilla against Rice so you don't show Nick Saban everything, or do you want them just to open it up and who cares? What do you think?
No, I want to come out and play. First off, I don't think we've earned the right to come out and say we're vanilla or we're not going to play vanilla. We got to come out and do something. And I want to see it. I want to come out. I want to run the offense. And you know what? Whatever Alabama sees, they see. I don't really care. Let's go out and be the University of Texas and play. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. I don't see. There's no reason to hold anything back. No.
Yeah.
He
Said all gas, no brakes, not all vanilla, no brakes.
Yes.
Jason Dick, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, versus this opponent, you should be able to go out and just out-athlete them, exert your dominance, and you probably don't have to show anything. But honestly, I mean, this is your only tune-up. This is your only preseason game, if you will, before you get to Alabama. I'm interested to know from Chance, who's been in these situations, do the coaches actually think like that? Do they really think, hey, we're not going to put this on tape because we have Bama next week? Is that a real tactic that coaches are taking?
I don't know that I would say it's a tactic that they take that I'm not going to show it now, but what we will do is we absolutely will set up things for the following week, right? We're going to show them things that we want them to see, things that we want them to prepare for so that we can have action off of that, right? Those are the things that we're trying to set up. I don't care what you see. At the end of the day, we all got to line up and play. But you have those home run balls, those alumni balls that we talked about, those big play. Look, hey, and you talk about it. You've got them on the script. These 3 plays here, okay? If we get a turnover and we want to strike fast, that's what we're going to. We're going to this play. And you work it all week long. But it's not just a 1 week that you're doing it. It's you're setting these plays up. You're showing them stuff on film. I'd say show them a lot. Let them digest a lot. Why not? The more that they see, the more they got to prepare for. That was the hardest thing when Vince and I were playing, is that teams didn't know which offense they were going to have to prepare for. Are you preparing for the option the read option, the bench run, or are you preparing for more of a wide open 4 wide receiver set where we're throwing the ball all over the field? It's two different things, and it's two different styles of play. One, you have to play downhill. The other one, you have to. So it's the same kind of deal. Throw the damn kitchen sink at them and make them digest all of it.
Yeah, see, Bo, I've always been that way too. I'm with Chance. I want to show them a lot more because then they got to do more work that next week. What do you think?
Well, I think you want to show them things, no doubt. And I definitely don't want it to be vanilla, but I think this is the perfect opportunity in a game to get some of those young rookie receivers plays that they can practice all week in limited sets, and that's what you show. Jonte Cook on a jet sweep, some kind of action to Ryan Niblett down the field, as BJ alluded to, on the 9 route. Let those guys work in on limited plays where they don't have to be out there. This is the first time those freshmen are going to step on a field with 100,000. As Jason has told us about 100 times, it's going to be over 100 degrees. It's going to be hot as hell. They're going to be amped up. The adrenaline's going to be flowing. Don't make them make intricate read routes or, option routes. Send some of the young guys in and just let them go run. Give them a 1 read route and say, if it's not there, then dump it off to one of the running backs. But you don't have to show everything. But what if you do show? I'd love to see stuff like that where it's Jonte Cook on the jet sweep. So Alabama has to prepare for the jet sweep, except for the next time it's a fake to Xavier Worthy on that exact same action, and another guy's coming across on a diagonal route that they didn't prepare for. So you don't need to use your stars and your trick plays against Rice, or you damn sure shouldn't need to use your stars and trick plays against Rice. But if you want to show a little razzle-dazzle with some young guys and let them get some fun, why not?
Yeah, trick plays are one thing, but to me, I don't want to hear Sark talking about vanilla, man. Show me your sprinkles, show me your syrup, show me your gummy bears, show me all that stuff. I'm going to keep saying it. Sark's cute can kick people's ass. His basic can't right now for me. I don't think he can vanilla people to death. He needs to cute people to death. And I'd show Rice a ton of cute. So then Nick Saban and his guys, and who's the new DC? Kevin Steele. Make Kevin Steele have to stay up a little longer and think, good God, did you see what Sark threw out at Rice? That's what I'd rather have him do, Chance.
Unless they're running the ball so well, you just pound it down their throat and win 70-0 to where when, the linemen look at you as as BJ alerted said, you sorry as shit. And Roy said, yeah.
I'm sorry, Bo. Did you say running the ball?
Yeah, they can do that.
Hang on, let's inform Bo. Hang on, do we have some breaking news? Breaking news for Bo Edge. Bo, Steve Sarkisian is your head coach. Steve Sarkisian is your head coach. He didn't hand the ball to Bijan. You think he's going to hand the ball to one of these dudes?
Maybe. Hope is optimistic.
Maybe. Are you serious?
That was the most timid little.
Well, when you got, like I tell my kids, when you get caught, just own it. Like I threw something out there, and then I realized after I said it, I need to stop.
Come on.
They ain't running the ball.
And that's why I say be pretty, be cute, and throw everything you got because that's who you are. That's what I want, Chance. You know this as a football player. You got to be who you are. And to me, Sark is faking it if he tries to be vanilla.
No, he has to do it. To me, I think it's an easy no-brainer. Be who you are, okay? You're not that damn good that you can hide shit, and we need to work on stuff, okay? Let's work on it, and let's do what Sark said. Let's go all gas and no brakes. Mm-hmm. If that's how you're going to be, don't start off the season playing timid. Let's go out and go for the jugular early. Get those kids out there early because you don't want them running into Tuscaloosa and the first meaningful snaps that they take are in front of 100,000 Alabama fans because that's a whole different atmosphere. So let's go for it. Let's do all gas, no brakes. You want to make a run for the playoffs? It starts with game 1. Go out there and punch them in the mouth and make a statement.
Hey, remember, tomorrow night we got another episode of The Outsiders, a little more breakdown stuff. Chance is going to take a look at Rice a little bit, take a look at Texas. What do we want to see in the game? We'll get a little more of that breakdown. Before we get out of here, Bo, you mentioned some kind of boudin dip earlier from Stuffed Cajun Meat Market. Tell us a little bit more about that place because it sounds tasty.
It's the home for your tailgate. I mentioned Casey's boudin dip. I haven't had it yet, but I've had everything else that Stuff has to offer. And I guarantee you it's going to be great. You can get it by the quart. You can get it by the gallon. They have packages. It's right there on the screen with the QR code with their tailgate menu. They have a variety of different packages from fried food, if you're going straight to the store to your tailgate, or if you want to get some stuff a couple days in advance, like the sausages, the boudin balls, all the things you can cook on site, you can get it right there. They also have a dine-in restaurant. So go in on a Friday, make your order, get you a sandwich. you won't be disappointed. I promise. Stuffed Foods, Stuffed Cajun Meat Market. Click the QR code. You will be so happy, and the people at your tailgate will thank you for getting Stuffed Foods.
That sounds tasty. I'll tell you what else sounds tasty as I wear my Del Rio shirt. I need me some Colt. I need me a Colt fishing. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Colt McCoy's fishing in that burnt orange long sleeve number. It is a lightweight shirt, gentlemen. I went out in the middle of the day today. Middle of the day for like a 3:45 business type of meeting, and I was just feeling light and free in my Del Rio. Y'all aren't lying. Chance, you said you coaching these things, right? Long sleeve, and you still feel good.
Absolutely. It keeps the sun off you. It actually keeps the heat off you. It's unbelievable. You can wear long sleeves. Not only are you protecting your beautiful skin, but it does keep you cool in this damn hot. I'm telling you, it is a hot son of a gun. Wear one of those shirts. You'll love it.
There it is. Now that's Colt fishing. Can we get Colt driving to his next NFL gig? Because we have one of those. Colt driving to his next
He's
NFL
going to Buffalo.
job. Where's the gear in the back? There it is. That's
How
right.
do we get you in that shirt, Chad? That beautiful burnt orange short sleeve poncho. What are we going to do to get you in that?
You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'm working towards a gift for Chance Mock if the Longhorns make the playoff. Chance says they're going to make the playoff. If they do, Chance, I got a gift in the works for you. We'll get to that a little later once I have it in my possession. But here's the other thing I'll say for you. How about this? They don't make the playoff. You go just the mustache like we talked about, all beard off. If they make the playoff, I'll go burnt orange poncho shirt on the Outsiders.
I love it.
How about that? Y'all's choice. Whatever shirt you want to put me in, I'll do it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's absolutely perfect.
Okay. There we go. Oh, there's Camo Colt right there. Get you some. Get you a scope. That makes me want to buy a scope right there when you see Colt in the camo. Come on, 12. All right, we're a little past 10 o'clock, but it's the Outsiders. If you didn't hear BJ Johnson drinking and swearing earlier, it was fantastic. BJ Johnson drinking a little vodka, talking mess on Chance Mock, and swearing a little bit. Not safe for work sometimes on the Outsiders, but it was fantastic. Tomorrow night, we're right back at 9 o'clock. Chance and Jason and Chris and Bo and myself, we'll be breaking it down. Texas and Rice coming up, of course, on Saturday. Hey, now check this out. Tomorrow morning, the new morning show is 6:30 to 7:30. It is called Horns Up. Anybody know the name Kyle Umalang? If you're on Twitter, Kyle Umalang might be the only person I have seen that enjoys Aggie tears more than our man Chris Bennett. Kyle Umalang does something online on social media called Aggie Fact Thursday. And he's going to crank up his Aggie Fact Thursday with the fellas at 7 a.m. right here on Orangebloods Live. We have people jumping in the chat tonight. Is Kyle Umalang right now? No, 7 a.m. in the morning. Get up. If you're an Aggie, I'll listen and report back to y'all. Y'all don't have to check it out. It may make you a little bit mad because that's what he likes to do. 7 a.m. tomorrow with a little Aggie Fact Thursday. 8 o'clock, of course, is Anwar and the Old Fashioned Show getting you ready. Catching myself 12 to 3 with the house divided. And then 3:30 is Football with Friends. And then, like I said, we're back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Chad, you need to shut up because we're past 10 o'clock. Fair enough. It is the Outsiders. Thanks to all of our great partners and thanks to 82 tonight. BJ Johnson was awesome. More of those interviews coming as long as those guys put Chance Mock on their text chain. We will talk to you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. This is the Outsiders. Head to ponchooutdoors.com so you can dress like Colt. Go ahead.